Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. Got a video today from men only. Modern women on TikTok are extremely angry at soft guy era Drizzle Drizzle movement. Oh well. Please extract them below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
To withhold from women in any meaningful way that is going to force us to meet your conditions and demands.
In today's video, we'll delve into why modern women on TikTok are expressing strong feelings of frustration and anger towards the rapidly emerging soft guy era movement known as Drizzle Drizzle. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what the soft guy era Drizzle Drizzle movement entails and why it's eliciting such passionate reactions from women. Stay tuned to learn more. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell to support the channel. Let's dive in.
Baby, I've been off of social media for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I come back and y'all talking about Drizzle Drizzle. Soft guy era. I blame you, Sprinkle Woman.
Yeah.
That's who I blame for this. Absolutely. Y'all think that y'all can go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum? You can be in the far right or the far left and not expect men to follow? Ladies, I want you to understand something very, very quickly. Men follow the trends of women. And I wish that if you understood this, that you would know how powerful a woman really is. When women started getting this super independent, I don't need no man mentality, what do men do? They started acting like that women didn't need no man, right? And of course, I'm not talking about all men. I'm just talking about the men who fall into that category. And you are INDEPENDENT, right? When you started doing all of that, what did the men do? They started getting a little bit sassier. They started getting a little bit more feminine. And again, that's because men follow the trends of women. So when you get to the point of talking about sprinkle, and using men for money and not loving them, right? And not wanting to have actual relationships with them, but them just taking care of you, them just tricking on you essentially. What did you think was going to happen? They were going to follow the trend. Yeah. Ladies, I wish you understood that if you wanted men to act a certain type of way, that you have the power to control that.
But they have to do it collectively. That's the thing. If there's enough women still out there being promiscuous, guess what? There's enough women out there to be promiscuous to where we don't have to deal with, the bad men, in a sense. Don't have to deal with the good women anymore.
That's all I got to say about this. Y'all be safe.
Men aren't just following trends set by women. They're adapting to the evolving landscape of relationships. Here's the thing. Men aren't just looking to avoid being taken advantage of. They're seeking genuine connections. No one wants to feel like they're only valued for what they can provide financially or materially. But when men voice their standards, it seems to stir up controversy. There's this intriguing double standard at play. Women rightly advocate for equality, yet sometimes, when men assert their own standards, it's met with resistance.
Always.
It's like women want the power to define their own expectations, which is great. But there's pushback when men do the same. I love this movement as long as it suits my narrative. It's interesting, right?
True.
Many of us support movements for equality, but we need reciprocity. If women are making money, shouldn't they also consider spending on their partners? Relationships should be a two-way street. We are just playing the game you all wanted us to play, and don't go insane now that you're losing. The Drizzle Drizzle is just...
Men are very good at games. Very good at it. We figure it out. We figure out all the loopholes, and then we fuck that game up. This is what men do. We've done this throughout all of history. Every single game that was created. Every single thing that was ever created. Who is on the top echelon of those things? It's men. Why? Because we get so intrigued and get into these things. You want to play games, there's a plenty of men that can play these games way worse than you ladies can ever play.
It's a reflection/mirror of Sprinkle, just making fun of women unrealistic standards and expectations. It's a mirror of themselves and how they be sounding like.
Yep.
Okay, in terms of the whole Drizzle Drizzle thing, it's not even worth acknowledging because it's just like, it's an insult to my intelligence to acknowledge it. But something I keep thinking about, and it just pleases me so. It's not like this yet, but this is the world that I dream of. I dream of a world where women have the power that men have, where we are the people who make up the majority of office. We make up the majority of political positions, make up the majority of CEOs, make up the majority of people in finance. We're the ones who have all the power in society. I would love to be in my 50s and my 60s and dating guys in their 20s just so they can like sit around and look pretty and I have the resources and I give them the resources at my
I highly
leisure,
doubt that.
and they're just around to make me look good in social environments. Something to have my arms, something to make me feel young. I love the idea of that world. We're not there yet. If y'all think you're gonna get beautiful young women to shower you in gifts, no. That's just not the way the world works right now. But you guys are more than welcome to go get yourselves a sugar mama. In the meantime, I think women, the young women, should either be dating men who give them resources and provide for them, or they should be alone and running for office, getting into finance, getting their finances in order, starting businesses. So in 30, 40 years, we can have the upper hand. And
Like, women really show their hand. It really shows that they don't care about equality. They want to rule the world. You hear what she's saying? Like, the stuff that's coming out of her mouth is grandiose, rule the world kind of thing. I want women to have all the power and the majority of all power around the world so we can do all the things that men can do. It doesn't work that way, ladies. Just because you have power doesn't mean you get to exercise the same way that men exercise power.
then we can drizzle something on y'all if y'all cute enough. How about that? And as long as y'all talking about some drizzle and making your little TikToks or whatever you're doing instead of hitting gym, clocking the fuck in.
And what should you women be doing when instead of being on TikTok and, making all these videos? Shouldn't you be at the gym learning to cook, learning something of value to the man that you want?
You're going to be losing this race. You're going to be falling behind. And you're already very behind. You're behind and you had a head start. So I suggest you log off and clock in.
The soft guy era. It's like holding up a mirror to society, but with a twist of satire. And let's be real here. Some folks might not catch the nuances. Women, in these discussions, tend to overlook the gritty, physical labor jobs. Ever notice that? They're not
Always.
exactly lining up for deep sea fishing, logging, or welding. Nope, they're after the cushy gigs that pay well. You see, the thing is, women often have this idea that office jobs and climbing the corporate ladder are what really make the world go round. But they're missing the point of Drizzle Drizzle. It's a mirror, reflecting back the absurdity of it all. Here's the kicker. Women don't quite grasp that their rights are safeguarded by civilized men. When that protection wanes, it's a whole different ballgame.
It's funny because even though you rule the world, women rule the world, you still need men to enforce all the laws and all the rules for you. Or else men would just overtake everything again, quite easily.
We're not headed towards some purely feminine utopia. Men hold the fort, always have, always will. And let's talk about those hazardous jobs. Who's doing them? Men. Because, let's face it, some of these jobs aren't for the faint-hearted. Women can't handle the heat, literally and figuratively. So, when it comes to financial strength or any strength, really, women need to understand. They're along for the ride in a man's world. We're not intimidated. We're just keeping things running smoothly.
Okay, Drizzle Drizzle came from the Sprinkle Sprinkle lady that was a while back. Like, she would basically, her expectations of what she wanted to do when she was dating, like, you're not going to take me to just normal restaurant. You need to take me to a high-end restaurant, sprinkle, sprinkle. You're going to open car doors for me, sprinkle, sprinkle. So that's...
Okay, you're just talking about chivalrous things now, which is not what Sprinkle Sprinkle's about. Sprinkle Sprinkle's about taking advantage of men and taking as much resources from men as possible.
Where the Drizzle Drizzle came from. And it basically started from one of these incel alpha dudes. And so they started making all of
How can you be an incel and an alpha at the same time? Like, that doesn't even make sense.
these videos that is like, women are going to, I'm not going to pay for dinner, Drizzle Drizzle. I'm not going to open doors for you. Women are going to come to me. Women are going to come to my house. So they kind of redid the whole sprinkle sprinkle thing and used Drizzle Drizzle. And women, of course, went into the comment sections because the whole point of, this behavior from men is why women are rejecting men, why the whole 4B thing is. These were the men that were using these behaviors and saying these nasty things to women are the whole reason why we're in this situation. So they think that it was a real gotcha because they saw that women were reacting the same way that men were reacting to sprinkle, sprinkle, not realizing that it's because women were reacting that way because this is the behavior. These are the types of...
You're an idiot. You're complete idiots. No, women are overreacting because now they're on the losing end of things. They want to be at that advantage constantly and all the time. And when when Drizzle Drizzle came in, it made it equalize. It equalized everything. And now women have a problem because it got equalized. You lost your advantage. You guys played your hand too hard and played it too fast. Now men are done with this shit and they're like, you know what? You want to play like that game? We'll play this game.
The things that men have always done. They've always treated us with disrespect. So it's all of the like kind of incels, alpha guys that think it's a real gotcha. Like, I showed you, didn't I? I showed you. When, women are like, well, it was a good joke. It was a good joke. And, most other men are like, you just look ridiculous and pathetic, but, good joke. All right. Everyone's like, good joke. Congrats, you pulled one over. But it's the men that are telling themselves like what masters of the universe they are because they were able to, get women to, react to them or whatever it is they think they have.
It's crazy that these women really think that us men just rule everything and just oppress everything we can because we're men.
And now they just assume that any woman who comes in and still reacts to their drizzle drizzle, we're all like broke women. We're all women that don't have men. We're all unmarried women.
Yep.
We're all single moms.
Yep.
We're all the things that they would say. So it actually was just a funny...
Are you not those things that you just listed?
Little joke, but they have really told themselves that they are masters of the universe and that they did a thing. But even the simple fact,
there's a reason why he was called He-Man. It was 2 confirmations that he was a man. There was a he in front and there was a man after. His name was literally Man.
That most people in my comments will go, what is Drizzle Drizzle? I've never even heard of Drizzle Drizzle. Is the simple fact that it really wasn't a thing and they actually do look pretty pathetic. Instead of just saying, ha, we got a joke on you, we got one over on you, they will come back.
You're big mad because you just made a whole 3-4 minute video on this whole subject trying to explain everything and trying to defend your own talking points when you're failing miserably.
And say, yeah, it's all the women that are just pathetic, like treat us the same way that they were treating us for the reason that we did reject men and are having the 4B movement. It just, I don't get it.
Yeah, we don't get it either.
Let's unpack this. The truth is, when you look at the reactions to this whole Drizzle Drizzle, soft guy era movement, it seems like it's hitting a nerve with certain groups of women. We're talking about the leftovers here.
Yep.
Single moms, broke and unmarried women, those who don't have men in their lives.
The whole category she falls into.
Woman, though, she's not going to bat an eyelid at this stuff. I mean, think about it. If men started dishing out the same treatment they're getting, it'd be a whole different story.
True.
Does this mean all women are inherently narcissistic? Well, maybe not, but it's kind of funny how riled up they get when their own logic gets flipped on them. Can't take a taste of your own medicine? Huh? Accountability? That's a tough one for some. It's like they can't handle looking in the mirror for once. And hey, if you're feeling like the dating scene's a bit bleak, I hear you. Maybe it's time to grab that passport and head over to Europe. Hot European women are apparently on the lookout for guys like us.
Oops.
Seriously though, this movement's been a breath of fresh air for many of us. Cheering and laughing every day. It's like finding light in a decade-long dark place.
To the men out there, if you're unable to put some money in my hand, what is your purpose? Like, why are you trying to approach me if you're not trying to make my life better? Drizzle Drizzle. If you're not trying to pay my rent, what is your purpose in talking to me? Okay? Why do you want to talk to me if your first answer is, what bills do you need? What is your car note due? How much is your rent? Okay? Take me to Rodeo and let me spend whatever I want. If that's not your purpose, why are you trying to approach me? Drizzle Drizzle, okay?
you definitely know you're a brokey when you're talking about take me to Rodeo and buy me whatever I want. Bitch, I'm not buying you tens of $1,000s worth of clothes and bags. You're crazy.
If you don't want to put gas in my car, pay for my lunch, keep it moving because there's other men that will. Drizzle, drizzle.
It's like she's living in a different era, clueless about the shift happening around her. It's the soft guy era, and she's missing the memo. No matter what men do, women find something to complain about. The dating scene is evolving, and it's not about depending on men anymore. Women are making money, and men expect them to invest in the relationship just like men do. Men are stepping into their own paths, and suddenly everyone's up in arms about it. Men invest in women for a reason. But if they don't feel appreciated, they won't stick around. It's about mutual respect. Real men know their worth and won't settle for less. They want to be treated like kings, just as they treat women like queens.
Always.
So, to the women out there, adapt to the times. It's a new era, and if you want to find a partner who values you, you've got to meet them halfway.
Shout outs to men only. That last chick, she used the sprinkle and drizzle the exact way that men are using it. Yeah, you're literally just using everything that women say, but replacing it with drizzle, and then replacing men with women. So you using drizzle the exact same way is pretty much you still using sprinkle, by the way. Please like, drop down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao. Drizzle.